This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25, local news you can count on. Today's news is brought to you in part by Dr. George Leeks, Pahrump's optometrist since 1990, offering full spectrum eye care for children and adults. Call today, 727-8300. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson. News is also brought to you by Desert View Hospital. You can count on us.
Welcome to News 25. Today is Monday, April 4th. Well, the Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies responded to a bomb threat at Core Civic Detention Center on Mesquite Avenue this afternoon. Police say that they closed off the roads in the area, and Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue responded to stage. The threat was called into the actual Southern Nevada Detention Center. Following an investigation, the call was determined to be unfounded. Well, Ronnie and Beverly Barker are missing. The couple left Albany, Oregon, en route to Tucson, Arizona on March 26th. They never arrived at their destination. Their cell phone's last ping was in the area, they say, of Coaldale. The last possible location may be in Dyer, Nevada, according to Esmeralda County Sheriff's Office, who are searching for the pair. Currently, search and rescue are attempting to locate them after they stopped for gas and snacks in Stagecoach. They both have medical issues and were driving a 2015 Forest River Sunseeker Class C motorhome with the Indiana license plate number C128H, and were towing a 2020 white Kia Soul at LX Indiana license plate FL211A. If you have any information, you can call the Esmeralda County Sheriff's Office at 775-485-6370. Well, a weekend crash in Pahrump causes significant damage and no serious injuries.
The crash happened late Saturday afternoon at the intersection of Blagg Road and Comstock Avenue, where two cars collided. While the speed limit on Blagg Road is 35 miles per hour in that area, the damage to both vehicles was significant, indicative of a high-impact crash. The Nye County Sheriff's Office is investigating. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue also responded to the scene to assess the condition of those involved. No serious injuries are reported, and all occupants declined to be transported to the local hospital. Blagg Road was closed for a short time following the crash.
And another crash, just a short time after that one, involves an ATV here in Pahrump, which sent a teenage rider to a Las Vegas trauma center.
A 16-year-old boy riding an ATV crashed and rolled the vehicle in an undeveloped portion of the Yashani Ridge subdivision in Pahrump Saturday afternoon. The victim was said to be conscious and alert at the scene. He was assessed by medics with Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue, then transported to Mercy Air Base in Pahrump to be flown to a Las Vegas trauma center for treatment of his injuries. The Nye County Sheriff's Office is investigating to determine what led to the crash. No other vehicles or riders were involved.
More news right after this break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest-reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back. Well, Nye Communities Coalition wants to bring more awareness to the problem of the opioid crisis here in the state of Nevada. NYCC's Leanne Luna says anyone can take part in a Zoom meeting summit happening Thursday evening.
This is a opioid summit, April 7th, from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. It's an introduction to the drug crisis in Nevada, awareness of opioid trends and overdose, a high plain sight for substance use in youth, and road to recovery, a personal testimony, and Hope for Tomorrow recovery programs that are available. It's awareness of how the opioid crisis is progressing in Nevada, and it's what we can do, or Hope for Tomorrow for recovery programs. So they're going to go over what recovery programs are available. The email address is eric@communitychestnevada.net, ERIK@COMMUNITYCHESTNEVADA.net. And if you have any other questions, you can call me at NYCC 775-727-9970, extension 204.
And if you missed that email to register for the Opioid Summit, contact the Communities Coalition for assistance. Seroptimus International Pahrump Valley has really focused on combating human trafficking. So they brought detectives from the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department to Pahrump to provide some insight into human trafficking and explain how you might be able to fight it.
I had seen the presentation before at my Lions Club, and Seroptimus, that's one of their missions, is sex trafficking and trying to help and, with what you can do with it. So when I had seen this presentation, I said, well, we need to bring it over. I need to have the Seroptimus here see this presentation. Well, I presented it to the club, and the club said, we need to open this up and give it to everybody. Everybody needs to see this, because who knows what sex trafficking is, And the presentation was just excellent. So here again, I wasn't too sure whether I would be able to get Metro detectives over here, over the hump in Pahrump. And sure enough, I called them, and they sent not one but two. So they were great presenters. Detective Dana Prager and Justin Adkins were the two that were presenting. And I want to thank also the BOCC for allowing us to have it there, because it was a perfect place for it. And we were able to pack in 40 people, and it went just as smooth as could be. You talk about sex trafficking, and you kind of go, well, it's something that's out of our control, which is even out of their control. But I think it's really important for people to see a presentation like this, because you don't know what to do, but then again, you need to be aware of this happens, okay? For instance, somebody that's sitting at a table, and there's an elderly person and there's a young person, and they're kind of fidgety, and they're kind of like, that needs to be addressed. The visual things that they had for us to see in this presentation were horrific. Like the detective said, there's certain things that they have no control over, because, for instance, they said this one thing, that this one guy started texting and keeping in contact with this young girl in Texas, and he's in California, okay? And she finally agrees to come with him, because he's going to provide her with a better life to live. She always wanted to be a model, and he promised her that he's got all the contacts she needs to become a great model. And so he goes and picks her up, and she just gets in the car with him and goes back with him. Oh. So right there, she's hooked. The hard part with all of that for the detectives is that some of these gals get in this situation where they're making more money than they could possibly ever make working in a diner. And so right there, they're kind of socked in until they just can't get out anymore. Well, I was, after this whole, we had gone through this and I was cleaning up, I was talking to someone, and she mentioned that she had seen somebody that was in that situation, so she didn't know what to do. Well, I think it's, if you just are aware of your surroundings and who's there and pay attention to who's there, it's really an important thing. Take a picture. Call the police, call 911, say you think there's a suspicious sort of thing going on,
You can, of course, Google signs of sex trafficking.
Yes.
You can also look on Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department's website. I know that they have a link on there as well. And then if you have any concerns, call your local law enforcement.
Exactly.
And Marcia New Year is actually from the Seroptimus Club of the Pahrump Valley. And you saw Willie Bear in that video. We are wishing her the very best as she recuperates in the hospital. Well, the 2022 Pahrump Music Festival is in the books. The 4-day festival, which took place at Petrick Park, featured lots of food, games, merchandise, a carnival, and of course, lots of live music. News 25 caught up with the Pahrump Music Festival organizer Doug Dubin late Saturday night when he told us he's thrilled with the turnout.
It's got what it takes, so tell me why can't this be love?
Oh, the event was absolutely amazing. We found out that the carnival, almost 3 times as many people as this time last year.
Wow.
The concert, there's no comparison. Pahrump has never seen this many people. the 2 stages. We had Battle of the Bands today, and they fought for #1 position. And then the country came out. Adam as Vegas McGraw. Everybody was on their feet. They were clapping. They were dancing, jumping up and down. The last count, we think there was about 4,500 people here tonight.
Yeah.
Again, biggest concert in Pahrump. The vendors loved it. The attendees loved it. We're really excited. This is a great event. We had a light breeze, and we were about 80+ degrees. That light breeze brought it down in the 70s. Everybody had a great time. We had some great reviews. We have a lot of people in town that thought that we actually had a band in their front yard. They were really excited. They go, "This is awesome. We don't even need to go to the event. We have music and live music at that."
Over 200 vendors as well.
Yeah, we had a great turnout on the vendors. And the best part is, it wasn't the typical vendors. Normally you come out to other Pahrump events and you see the same people. We actually brought in vendors from Arizona and Utah and California and Nevada. So it's all, different. We had a lot of clothing and accessories, and our food, people have been raving. People are still in line to get food, and it's like 11 o'clock at night or something right now. So yeah, the food is pretty amazing.
And Doug's already hard at work on the next big project, the Pahrump Balloon Festival, coming up in November. For more information on that, just head to PahrumpBalloonFestival.com. We'll return in just a moment.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back. Deborah Beatty is campaigning again for another term as your Nye County Recorder. Beatty tells us about the important services this office provides to our community.
I am the Nye County Recorder. I'm running for my 4th term. We record when you buy a home, land titles, your deeds of trust, substitution of trustee, full reconveyances, building liens, judgments, homestead. I encourage everyone to come and homestead their property. Land records. Yeah, this is my 12th year that I'm in right now. There's a lot of things that we've accomplished, from implementing credit cards for payment to getting the index all the way back to 1864 online for the index of the deed books. But more importantly than that I'm most proud of is our fraud alert program. You can go on and sign up for your fraud alert. All you just need is an email address, go onto our website, and what it is it's early detection of fraud. So you'll know that night if something was recorded against your property, and you can take immediate action to fix it. So that one we're super proud of. More recently, this last year, we've implemented online e-recording, which means you can, if you have a printer and a scanner, you can record any document from your easy chair at your home. Which we've had people mail in documents from, all over the world to have recorded. They can do it online. Well, what I'd like to move forward with right now, we have everything indexed, microfilmed, digitized, every form. So what we're working on now, and we actually just got approval this last week from the DA's office on their legal review, and that's we're moving forward with restoration and preservation. Our oldest books that we have, back to 1864, are going in. The ones that are in the worst shape, we're going to have done first, and they're going to go in and just preserve and restore them and make them so that those records are available for years, decades to come. Our vault is full of all these records, and anybody at any time can go in and go. We have people researching that spend weeks back there researching stuff. All up for public view, absolutely. Before I ran for office, I was an escrow and title officer, which you don't know, recorded documents is what you do as an officer, or an escrow and title officer. And after that, after the economy crash, I went on to get my real estate license. So my knowledge in recorded documents is extensive, it's huge. And yes, I still think I have a lot to offer. I absolutely have a lot to offer with my knowledge. And not only that, but my staff, I have no employee issues. My staff is what makes our office amazing. So I have to give everything how awesome, might be biased, how awesome our office is from the staff. Kudos to them. Their customer service skills are amazing, and their knowledge is amazing. You can go to Re-elect Deborah Beatty for Nye County Recorder on Facebook. You can call me, 775-513-0328. I have email, deb_Beatty hotmail.com.
Well, for Monday's edition of Save a Pet, we're inside the cat room at Desert Haven, where Darby O'Donnell introduces us to Raven.
Today's Save a Pet segment is made possible by Realty Executives in Action. Put the team at Realty Executives in action for you.
Hi, I'm Darby here at Desert Haven Animal Society, and today we are joined with Raven. Raven is this beautiful, hefty, domestic long-hair black kitty. He has these beautiful markings on his little paws. He got little cute booties, a white chest. Very, very, very friendly boy. Loves attention, comes up to the cage, wants to say hi, wants to give you a cuddle. He's just super sweet. If you want to come and see Raven or any of his friends here at Desert Haven Animal Society, you can give them a call, 775-751-7020, or you can look them up on their Facebook page at Desert Haven Animal Society.
So many good kitties over there right now. Well, medication used in a clinical trial showing some promising results for people with hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, or HCM for short. The disease, which causes abnormal thickening of the heart muscle, affects between 15 and 20 million people worldwide.
Common symptoms are shortness of breath, dizziness with exertion, lightheadedness. Occasionally they may have chest pain and passing out, commonly with exertion or due to arrhythmias.
Dr. Milind Desai is a cardiologist for Cleveland Clinic and principal investigator for the clinical trial. He says they wanted to explore newer medical therapies for patients with HCM, so they decided to test the medication mavacamten. And based on the results, it appears to be an effective form of treatment for those who needed an invasive procedure. Dr. Desai says patients who took that medication reported an improvement in symptoms and quality of life.
This disease is barely recognized for about 60 odd years. So the evolution of diagnostic techniques in this disease, the evolution of invasive techniques in this disease, and now the evolution of precision medications in this disease is huge if you take the spectrum of time we are talking about.
The medication used in the trial is currently awaiting approval from the FDA.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
All right, as we take a look outside, we'll head on to our break, and we'll have your weather right after this.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. Lovely to see you on a Monday. Man, we all made it back safe and sound to this part of the week, and on we go. Look at this Fernley Fallon, Carson City, all the way down to Tonopah. What do they have in common? Temperatures in the mid-60s to almost 70 in most of those towns. But, boy, you got a wind advisory up north, 25 mile per hour average gust. That means you're seeing some 35, 40, 45 mile per hour gusts here and there. Oh, my goodness. So watch out for that. Wind advisory disappears when we get down to Goldfield. Excellent. 75 degrees out there. 81 in Beatty, 83 in Amargosa, and Las Vegas, the hot spot today. 87 degrees out in Vegas, almost flirting with 90. They made it in Death Valley, 94 degrees today. And here in the Paradise of Pahrump, currently we're looking at 82 degrees. That's our current temperature. That's also today's high. Excellent. We're all here together to experience the wonderfulness of that. Sun rose in all its glory and promise this morning at 6:25 a.m. It will set this evening under what's remaining of the clouds we've got in the sky at 7:08, and those clouds will dissipate. We'll have clear skies, lots of star watching tonight. Won't that be nice? As we head down to a low of 56 degrees and the wind's kindly out over the east to 7 miles per hour. Sets us up for a week of what, Johnny? Well, let's find out. Hey, it looks like sunshine for the next 3 days. Anyway, pretty good. Temperatures starting to range up from the mid-80s all the way up to 90 on Friday and Saturday. Winds starting to hit at 12 mile per hour clip starting Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and kind of blowing in some cooler temperatures. As Monday, we're anticipating temperatures up to 64 degrees. Not so super great, but what a great weekend we've got. So look forward to that and make plans. Enjoy the sunshine in the meantime. And now back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
All right, I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. You know, the Nevada Department of Transportation meeting is happening tonight at 5:30 at Bob Reed Community Center. Of course, we'll be there to record it and bring you the latest about what's going on with the construction on US Highway 95. We'll see you back here tomorrow night. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.